I'm all about finding solid things these days, and there's nothing so solid as a solid sense of self. If you're going to move through the world and achieve what you want to achieve, well, then you need to know who you are, what your values are, and what you value. I think a lot of people are just in free fall and guessing, and there's nothing wrong with just experimenting and being random, having fun with things. But I've allowed myself to be walked over an awful lot, and what I see, I am sensitive to this, I must admit, but what I actually see in a lot of people is this inversion that I've been talking about recently, that everything seems flipped. Because the funny thing is, there are people, and we all know who they are, but there have been people who've been campaigning against the amount of benefits that are paid out to people. And now that the Labour government, believe me, not an endorsement, they're all a gigantic bunch of twats, absolutely. But now that benefits are being cut, there are people complaining that they're being cut, and it's like, oh, for goodness sake, stop fighting for attention. Fight, well, actually stand up for relevance. What's actually going to help people? 99% of the stuff that people talk about, whether on or offline, is completely pointless to talk about, because you're not going to change it. This is the point of a solid sense of self, is that you are living in a self-determined way, making decisions that actually make a positive difference. And I've got a fantastic story. I'm very, very pleased. And there's a sense of pride and familiarity about it, of feedback that I was sort of expecting, but also a genuinely heartwarming feeling of a vindication, that the process works. I like to feel that the process, all the things that I am doing, I like to know that they're actually working. And I've talked recently about a discovery call that I did with a potential coaching client who contacted me through this very YouTube channel. And we had our session a little while ago, and I followed up on the recommendation of my therapist to get a testimonial. And I followed up again today, and he emailed me back. And if you're watching this, thank you very, very much for doing so. And I got a beautiful testimonial back. And it gave me pause, because I thought, yes, I was powerful in the conversation. I felt this sense of familiarity, that I'm following the right path for me. I was also very, very touched. So if you are watching this and you know your name, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's a very, very gratifying thing to receive. And actually, what I particularly took away from the interaction is this: ask. Always ask. Because if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And we will have heard this, we've all heard this many times. And that's where the willingness that I talk about comes in, the willingness to be brave. And once you've asked, to follow up, because we're all living our own lives. But nobody is going to prioritize the important things in your life more than you. So that's what personal responsibility is actually all about. And it's really solid, because no matter what the outcome is, you're in the driving seat. And when you encounter, well, certainly when I encounter a lot of people, and they're not going by the rules, they're ignoring the right things to do, well, that has knock-on effects. So the purpose of your life, and certainly of mine, is to be the person who does do things properly takes pride, and satisfaction in doing the right things. Because then, at least if nobody else is, you know that you're living in a righteous way, that you're actually practicing what you preach, that you have integrity and you have bravery, and no matter what situation you're in, you can triumph. You can know that you're doing the best job. And is there more that I could be doing? Well, in my mind, yes, there is. And I laugh at these things because I know that I have a huge proclivity to actually beat myself up a lot. But I also know that I have, to this point in my life, already achieved a lot of great things. And it's a case of building on that. And when I get nice feedback, lovely, heartwarming feedback, very poignant, when I get that, in this case, in the form of a beautiful testimonial and something that's actually very valuable to me, to see myself actually through somebody else's eyes, that for me, that's an enormous opportunity. And I feel a great sense of excitement that there's more of that coming for me, that there are great things that are yet to be achieved, as well as the things that already have been. So do be brave, and value yourself. Who are you? What do you want? What do you stand for? And go out and do it.